Call a meeting of the Newbury Rec Committee Monday, February 5th at 6:07 p.m. Members present?
Ben Norton.
Mary Anastasia.
Courtney Boudreau.
John Regan. David Broll.
And Mark Sant.
All right. Did everyone get a chance to read last month's minutes?
I did not.
I did.
I did. And there was one correction for everybody's benefit. Wish I could explain it, where I made the error.
It's an easy thing to make.
Yeah.
Not is probably because it gets through the
Yeah, spell check.
spell check, but
Oh, it's just a,
no, yeah, it's just a little typo,
Yeah.
little teeny typo. He ran out of E's.
Yeah, yeah. I had a whole stockpile off to the side and I just didn't use it.
Okay, I make a motion to approve the minutes from
The January meeting.
January meeting,
With the correction.
January 8th meeting. Yep.
That's corrected.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right. Correspondence. Do we have any correspondence? I can tell you mine since no one's jumping on the thing. I got approached by Tracy, and I sent you guys all an email. Basically what it was is, I guess it goes, Mark explained a little bit better, and so did Cindy. It goes, it's sort of a note to the town of what we do and what our goals are in the future. So I just, with all your input, I put in a list of things we've done so far this past fiscal year, and I put in, basically, I filled in saying that, our thoughts for the future are to have a standalone paid position to maybe run recreation committee type stuff, so it just, it gave what our thoughts are for.
Is that like the annual report, so that
Yeah.
it get presented at town meeting potentially?
I think that it's part of the package that people see. I can probably tell you.
Yeah, my understanding, it is for the document that goes out prior to the annual meeting, as part of the warrant.
So I'd be down with presenting it at town meeting if we put
Usually
something.
it's.
Well, no, if we wanted to do something. And I think that might be a good opportunity, as an open opportunity to talk to at least 300 people anyway.
We were going to work into that. Yeah, because we have presented many times at town meeting when we're trying to ask for fundings.
Well, and even if it's not asking for money, it's like, we're gonna ask for money. I think
At
that's
some point
important.
down the road, once we get that separate line item, then we can request it, and if people have questions, then that would be, I think, the more appropriate time.
I tried to head down that rabbit hole today and see the surrounding communities' recreation budget and/or the size of their program booklet. I think Newburyport's was like 70, like 35 pages. I know Hamilton's was 30-something.
Yeah, with a lot of activities going
Yeah.
on, yeah.
And I don't see any reason, and it just gets fuzzy. Like even Newbury, I still haven't found our budget. Like there's a,
We get an appropriation of $50,000 every year.
where is it?
It's
Yeah.
listed in the budget.
Yeah, revolving
But
account.
we should
Revolving
all
accounts next-
receive copies of the budget.
Yeah, I
can
probably,
flip- I can
I
flip you it if you.
yeah, no, that's fine.
You can find the ambulance. That's
No,
right
there's
there.
something like, we're lumped in with library, it's recreation and something, and there's library and,
Usually it's part of the revolving fund.
oh, so it's probably, because I went on the transparency side even.
Yeah.
But it's a rabbit hole I think I'd like to go down. And we were over in Newburyport Council on Aging the other day, and it's just incredible the amount of stuff that's going on.
Yeah, sometimes looking at this stuff or seeing other recreation groups and committees or for larger groups, you're kind of like, wow. If we had that, there was one that I went to, and there was a director and then 2 secretaries, and the amount of money that they spend is just amazing for us.
Yeah, Arlington had like, I just like went to my son-in-law's And I looked at it, I said, what's that? It's this thick. And I went, wow, there's programs for the spring.
Yeah.
I went, wow.
Yeah, oh, look at
This
Hamilton
is-
Wenhams and,
This
Yeah,
is
but they're
22,
the same way.
23, so
yeah, I
it's
mean, they have a
last year.
swim
but
program.
Not this
Swim-
year,
even if
printed,
they
but
swim,
that was
that's
last
gotcha.
year. Which
They
just
compete
gives you an
against the country
indication,
clubs.
John, of
Yeah,
what,
that's great.
Yeah,
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
where it
Okay,
is
yeah, yeah,
and
yeah,
what's
yep.
the ledger item. You can hang on to that, that's an extra copy I
Thank
had
you.
from last year's. It's not
Uh,
anything current, but at least gives you a place to, how should I say, look for the data that you wanna
So
see for this
it's
town.
interesting, so it's in the reconstruction of the funds, not in the line item budget. I mean, it should be like
At
a,
least that's what was printed.
well, there's
or
the
what I-
account number, 21400,
Yeah.
okay.
It'll give you at least a place to
Yeah, yeah,
track it down.
I'm not sure it's up there, to tell you the truth. This is good, but I'm
I
not
think
sure
it's-
it's.
I think it is, but it may not be expressly called out,
Yeah.
if that makes sense. It
I don't know what
definitely
document you're looking at, but if, when the annual,
Budget.
the annual warrant comes out, it will list every single appropriation that the town is requesting,
Yeah,
and it will break it down, bigger categories or small ones. We are part of the revolving funds, and we have our $50,000. It's always, it's been in there, as I mentioned, for,
Long time, long as I've been around.
Yeah,
Is
but there
that-
should be a specific line item for,
yes.
so their accounting is backwards, right? The debits would be plus, minuses and credits and pluses? Or if I get that?
it just has the columns.
Yeah, yeah,
There's no
yeah.
signage in
Yeah.
the columns, but the net.
No, no, yeah, well,
will have
that's
the
accounting,
signage.
yeah.
Yeah,
Is it 50,000 just in general, or does it, like, does the funds roll over, or it's every fiscal year they make?
Every fiscal year, we get an appropriation of what we request, and it has been of $50,000.
Mhm.
And at one point, we had built up a little bit of a cash surplus over time, but it's just getting to it, so now it was a problem.
Yeah, the money that we generate from our permits is set aside for us to use for other items. My understanding is the monies that are appropriated to us that we don't actually use in a fiscal year reverts back to the town's general funds. That's my understanding, that typical of how a town works. Our current budget, depending on how much we get charged from DPW, is anywhere from $35,000 to $40,000. So we're not meeting our whole obligation. And the reason we have the $50,000 is before, under the chairman, Warren Manter, they put out, or secured outside sources to maintain the field. And one of Tracy's first steps was to bring that in-house, where there was a financial savings of, significant financial savings by doing it in-house and having more control over when it was done. Because one of the complaints from the sport teams is cutting the grass on a Monday doesn't help them for the weekend games. And you didn't want them necessarily to cut it on a Friday afternoon where there's a game Saturday, they don't have time to line it. So, working together, so having DPW was not only more cost-effective, but a more efficient way to do it.
So how does Hunters get paid for his?
His work was paid through, the town has a certain amount of money, I think that, I'm not 100% sure where that money came from. I don't believe it came from our budget.
it did not.
I think
I haven't seen
I
it.
think it might have come through some of the
COVID money?
COVID money, or it could be, there's a certain amount of money the town has set aside for administrative studies.
I guess the question is, has Huntress been paid? Might be a better,
If-
maybe
yeah,
a better
It's his job to
question.
get the invoice to the right
Yeah.
place. And-
So the invoice has not trickled to
Yeah.
me.
And it may not be.
And it may
not,
never,
Yeah.
we may
yeah.
never
I
see
almost got
that.
the impression that it was paid like in 2018 or something. It was,
Well, we've used them a couple times.
Yeah,
In
yeah.
2018, we probably did the basketball court. Or that was probably one of the initial studies for the basketball court. And then he made some money on top of that, but yeah.
I did run into, we're off the agenda here, but I did run into Dave Taylor,
Okay.
the infamous Dave Taylor, and pitched him the idea of
getting senior credits and sitting at the field house.
So who was the infamous, what if he's infamous? I
Dave
should
Kelly,
know him, but
I've
I
heard the
don't know
name
him.
I know Dave.
100 times, yeah, of course you do. Dave, he was on the
I
committee,
do
right,
not.
at one point in
He
time?
was in charge of the animals at Trenton, like years
Oh,
ago.
that's who he is,
Yeah.
okay. All right, I do know
I-
Dave.
So anyways,
But I didn't know him.
I pitched him the idea of sitting at the field house for like family ping pong night. It didn't go well.
He's watched enough of the animals over the course of
Well,
his,
no, yeah,
career.
well, exactly, it was, you mean like parents are gonna drop their kids off to play ping pong? Or
No, but then I'm
families are
sure
gonna
that
come and play ping pong?
That he watched the animals in Triton,
Oh,
so.
yeah, the animals, gotcha.
Yeah, I think Cindy is
Certified
further.
wildlife rehab specialist?
Yeah,
Yeah.
there was like when there was like the monkey and the tortoise and like all those random animals that
And then there was like,
peacock.
some strange ones.
Listen, it made a life impact on you, that's,
We had a
Inside
monkey.
Well, I was like
Triton,
4,
there's like
so.
a-
Yeah, well, that's good,
There's
though.
like
Monkey
a
advisor.
courtyard, and there was
On payroll.
strange animals that I guess had nowhere to go, right?
Yeah.
Rather like the island of misfit toys, they were the island of misfit animals. And there was someone who tended to it, but I did not know that was who.
well, anyway, so that victory walk of, we're gonna get people sitting just because they're seniors and that write-up thing. Cause I asked Cindy about whether there's like an income requirement or, she didn't seem to think, it just sounded like if you wanted, it's like up to $1,500. I'm like, well, that'll cover pickleball instructor, and we don't have to pay anything out of our money, I guess.
Yeah, I know that she was gonna look into it.
Yeah.
It was on our list.
Yeah, it's, yeah, we're working on it.
Yeah,
Out of the agenda, outside of the agenda, but
okay.
it was funny, because I was like, hey, nice to meet you, would you like to babysit ping pong? And he's like, what?
Any other correspondence that we missed?
No.
No? Bills and claims.
The last bills were the water bill in Townsend, they've been submitted, and I had a couple of questions comparing last year's bills to this year's. In the fall, we had something for, I guess, fertilizer or something on the fields.
Yes,
We did
yes.
not have that in this fiscal year.
Okay.
We probably will in the springtime, I'm thinking.
Yep, yeah, that was.
Maybe
that-
we don't
yep.
fertilize every year in the fall,
That
but we
was-
did not receive a bill, or that was not done.
Yeah, that was,
DP,
DBW does that, and
Yeah.
then they charge us for
Yeah.
it,
so
so.
I'm thinking.
It may be they might buy fertilizer in bulk and then use it and then have leftover.
It could have been weather related,
Yeah,
like,
yep.
you know, you just never know.
Yep.
Townsend, I think, had a couple of service calls too, I'm surprised you haven't seen something.
I've not seen service
Yeah,
calls.
it's-
Yeah, they used to fertilize, at one point in time, twice a year in the spring. It'd be the for
Correct.
growth as well as a weed blocker.
Right.
And then at one point it was during the fall,
So-
for root growth.
So in fiscal
3.
22-23, there was a charge for the fall and the spring. There was no charge for the fall in 23-24 for this year. So that's why I was just questioning that, because obviously we're pretty consistent.
Yeah.
It happens year over year over year,
Yeah.
so.
And if we're planning a budget, for a lot of reasons, we should have it in there. Do you want to talk to DPW?
We sent an email around and it wasn't done to the best of my knowledge.
No, just to sort of get an explanation of it. I would like to know why that money wasn't allocated as.
Or why the task wasn't done, I guess, is
Yeah,
even
well,
bigger.
Yeah.
The way that they explained to me was it's an annual fertilizer charge. They do it annually, so I don't know, maybe they didn't do it in the fall, but that's what, I can send another email out just to clarify.
Yeah, so that was what that
Yeah,
was about,
yeah,
because it
Yeah,
just
they
didn't.
clarified that with
Yeah.
that. It was general, and, okay, yep.
So, and Townsend, I did not see any service calls.
Mm.
Were there no heat at
Yeah, there's a
the,
couple of no-heat calls, I'm pretty sure.
did they fix it, Townsend, or did
I don't know if
someone
it was
else fix
Townsend, but there was a couple of,
Yeah.
like, days with no heat, I thought, that.
Yeah, so I did not see any service calls, only the.
We may not
oil
get
call.
billed for that.
Yeah.
I don't know how they, accounting wise, how they do
Yeah.
that.
Yeah,
It's like
just the
emergency.
straight, fuel oil delivery,
Okay.
and water bill. So,
Is it fuel or is it propane?
propane,
Propane,
yeah,
propane,
propane.
so,
That flagpole's still down too, I don't know if that's not a charge or.
wasn't that a
It's a Boy Scout thing.
Boy Scout
Scout.
project, so. Another Boy Scout can.
And
take that on.
Well,
I can, is it his responsibility? I can reach out to him, I know who it is, but I don't know if it's still his, like,
Typically, once they set it, they forget it.
Yeah.
It's same with the boardwalks.
Was it bent or was it
It
ruined?
was badly bent, it's off,
It's
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 either
removed.
cut
So
off
we
or it's
need a
gone.
new
We need
flagpole.
to replace it, or we don't need to, we should replace it,
Yeah.
And it was a hazard, it was like
yeah.
a pound.
So it was removed because of the hazard, it hasn't been replaced.
But it's not there anymore.
It's not
Right.
there.
Yeah, so I guess we can't do anything now because the ground's still frozen, so let's approach that a couple meetings, maybe,
Yeah.
how about the March meeting, because that's coming up next, right? So the March meeting, we'll put that on the agenda, and we can figure out cost, do a little research, figure out cost, and if that's something, I'll send out a little note to DPW and see if we come up with a flagpole, they'll put it in. If that works for everybody?
That works.
And then we can vote on it if everything works. Applications for field courts, field house or other.
Excuse me, last time I brought up, Georgetown Triton was the only application, and now Triton Youth Soccer has put in their application, for, April 1st, 2024 to June 15th, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And, it looks like, from 4:30 to 7, and it looks like they both want, like, lacrosse wants field 1 and 2, and soccer wants the other ones.
3, 4, and 5,
Yep, 3, 4, 5, A,
and what is lacrosse want for
1 and 2 for fields.
dates, Monday through Saturday?
Yes, Sunday, yes.
So every day from?
Every day from 8 AM to 5 PM. And then soccer wants 4:30 PM to 7 PM.
And Triton Youth Soccer for Saturday and Sunday, what were the hours?
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, so every day except for Sunday for soccer.
Right, 4:30 to 7, but on Saturday, what time?
Let's see. It's only under 1. Yeah, it just says 4:30. Oh, some of this, let's see, the Saturdays, 8:30 to 4. It's weird, but it doesn't differentiate that. But yeah, Saturdays, 8:30 to 4.
And lacrosse again, Saturday and Sunday, it's 8 to 5, Monday through Friday from,
I have to like go and look at their time that they want. Fridays, so it looks like week nights are 5 PM to 8 PM, and then Saturdays and Sundays are 8 AM to 5 PM.
okay,
And dates,
Starting, so soccer wants,
April 1st, right?
yep.
To
Soccer
June.
wants April 1st to June 15th, and lacrosse wants, March 30th to June 13th.
We'll just have to let them both know if we approve them and when we approve them, if we already approve them, that they have to remember to remove their nets this year instead of 9.
They would have misfit nets.
Because it just seems to be a fight all the time to have them.
just a second here.
Do we send them a note or anything? Because
Yeah.
I'm curious where they wind up with their lights too. That came up like too late last year.
Yeah, I think they're probably either doing it themselves or
Yeah, in the
bringing up
spring,
those gas
they don't use the lights, and I think
Yeah.
they were rented this year.
Yeah. Oh, they really did, they rented them.
I think so, I think it's cheaper to
They were
rent.
diesel, I mean, they were there,
Yeah.
yeah.
They're not the ones that they
They
pulled
weren't
up
the
from
Not
the,
like
solar ones, no.
no, the ones that come from the
No, I
pit down
think
there.
most of those are,
Dead,
yeah.
okay. Because I know they were using those a while ago, because they're butt ugly.
Are they dead in their hours or they're dead in theirs?
I think they belong to another organization, and that organization just no
Nothing
longer
there.
exists.
Yeah, I
So
think it was
the
Triton
dummies
football or
and all
something.
kinds of other equipment that was just left there that we cleaned up.
Yeah, we've been cleaning up stuff over the years, there's been stuff that's sort of just, they were, I think the youth football league
Just kind of rolled down
left
the hill,
those
yeah.
skids down there, and
Oh.
all sorts of stuff.
I didn't see any of that, but there were
They
definitely
would
lights
be,
down
they
there.
would have been removed, they disappeared.
The March 30th is a Saturday. Traditionally, we've opened up on April 1st on a condition and understanding that DPW has approved the fields are open for the season. That doesn't mean we can't and are not able to close them if they deem fit or they go on there and it's too wet or snowy or whatever.
Yeah, we,
But I think the question is, do we want to say, because the first falls on,
you say
Monday.
Saturday?
the
Monday.
first falls on a Monday, so the 30th is that Saturday and Sunday, if
Yeah.
the fields are open. Does
Yeah.
anyone have any
I
objections?
don't think there's a problem with that. If the fields are, I mean, the field's in good shape.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's no conflicts with the fields, because one is 1 and 2, 1 and 2,
Right.
4 and 5. We got nothing from Rush and nobody else.
No.
Football was here last year.
That was spring, fall.
So Rush has not sent in anything yet?
No.
Doesn't, no.
So I make a motion to accept the 2 that had already submitted their applications
Yes.
as presented.
Second,
So-
all in favor?
I,
And I will send an email out to both parties,
Mhm.
seeing some of the members here, just so that they are aware of it.
Great.
Yeah, Rush seems to.
April 1st is Monday, yeah.
All right,
So
Oh.
I'll approve their,
okay.
I'll book their dates.
Book it, Dana.
Got it.
I don't think know who that is anymore.
Do you know what that is?
No.
Really?
Mm-mm.
Do you know what that is?
I didn't hear, sorry.
Book it, Dano? You know, right?
I do.
Okay.
Book 'em, Dana.
Book 'em, book 'em,
Book 'em,
Dana, book it.
Dana.
Yeah.
Book 'em, is that like a police thing?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's from Hawaii Five-O,
The original Hawaii Five-O.
the
no.
original.
No.
I don't know if they used that in the second one.
I don't probably,
Oh, shouldn't
they probably,
I assume it wasn't Dano.
there probably wasn't a
Yeah.
Dano.
Yeah.
Book 'em Roger, book 'em, yeah, it just doesn't go. That's the phrase.
Sorry. That's gonna end up like this, the Santa Claus, we're gonna get comments about that on the video. Break up that group.
They were too much fun.
They are, I'm sorry, I'm slow tonight, so I'm not.
But that's okay, you have an agenda, you're following.
Yeah, and I'm not as,
Follow the
We
agenda.
also know where your heart is.
I'm not as witty as I normally am.
Birthplace of American.
Not as witty as I normally am. All right, update on old business, master plan update. I will present the master plan to the select board, I believe, next week on whatever date they have, I think it's,
Next Tuesday,
yeah, Tuesday the
The
13th.
13th?
Yeah, Tuesday the 13th. So the board is-
The boards are with.
does Cindy still have the
with
board?
Cindy, Yes.
Okay, so I'll grab that, and then we'll try to send out, shoot, I should have done that already. I can do that now. I'll send out, I think I did that already. The pamphlet that we had, to at least Alicia, we'll put that out. Okay,
Can you also email that to us? I didn't see it, an email of
the actual,
the PDF that you presented.
so did anyone get that?
No.
No.
Huh.
It's your other rec committee.
Yeah, I think it is. Someone got it.
It's the
Dave
alternate,
Taylor.
it's the
They
alternate.
just, they Taylor, it doesn't want anything to do with that.
Do you want moral support?
Sure, if you want to come.
Yeah, yeah.
I'll let you deal with it. How's that?
No,
Announce
no,
it.
I don't need to deal with it, I just want to
Mhm.
hold your hand if you need to be held.
Yeah, no, no.
I did have a thought, like a revelation,
What time is that meeting?
7.
Yeah, if you guys wanna do it, I'll just stay home.
No, no, no.
No,
No,
really?
we're gonna be your cheerleaders.
Yeah.
Yes,
It's quite all
we
right.
wanna support you,
Um,
our leader.
Go David shirts on.
Thanks.
It's in the back of the sign.
With the big cutouts.
You guys are great.
You have your face, big face up in it.
And when he's done, I'll go put the sign, plot.
Looking for when they say looking for volunteers, just remember to step back, so that Dave
We've already,
is
yeah,
there on that line.
we already have a picture of that.
So, yeah, it's 13th, second floor at 7 PM.
So, okay.
Based on the cost, I actually had a thought the other day while it's kind of on the table. Do we really want a walking path if the bike trail's coming?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, I think, well, I think
I mean,
something we have
I was
to,
like the first one to say walking trail.
so,
Well, what's the harm
But
in
it's a
having
distance.
multiple places?
Well,
Well, I
it's-
just think if,
Because
say
the
if somebody
bike path's
brings
gonna be
their
free, yeah.
kids to the playground, but mom has to put baby in
Gotcha.
a nap in
No,
the
I-
stroller, she wants to walk.
yeah,
the
and
field, like,
I think it would be
around.
as far as, again, we've been doing a lot of things with Council of Aging. I think that would be just perfect.
Yeah, absolutely.
I agree, but I also thought walking in the woods might be better than walking around a football field.
Well, they're not mutually exclusive.
Yeah.
Right, well, yeah,
One
yeah.
is a river-to-river concept.
Yeah.
So there'd be a longer one, more nature. The other one was, the concept was.
Measured mile.
Measured
Yeah.
distance,
Hmm.
and then adding fitness activities along the way, so that it's not done in one swoop and here, plump.
Yeah.
But we could add it as we see fit, or.
Different structures.
Are you talking about the one that there's a original sort of a direction of starting at the Summer Street Fields and making their way all the way to Governor Dummer? Is that the one you're talking about?
No.
Or just our little loop that we went through the woods?
The loop, no, not even that, the loop
loop
around,
around.
around Central
Yep,
Fields,
yep.
which I was fully
Yep.
involved with until I saw the price of it. And
Yeah.
I'm like,
Well, I mean, there's a question of the actual price, whether we have DPW give us a
Yeah.
price on putting stuff down there, so that's a fluctuating price.
right,
Yeah,
And again, I think some of this is, here's the vision, so that we don't make a mistake of adding things randomly, and then realize this is not the best place for it, because this should have been here. And this could have gone here, so we got it sort of laid out, and
gotcha.
if it's in 8 years, well, it's 8 years.
Yeah.
You know, and let
The thought was more into prioritization of funds.
Well, yeah,
It'd be like the playground. Is it more prudent to take the playground funds and put them at the library with the yellow tape is now falling off, so I guess it's safe now. Have you been there recently? I haven't been in like a couple of months.
It's, yeah,
Yeah.
it's still up there and sad.
Drooping.
And
The
that-
caution tape is drooping.
And it's okay for now, but once the spring comes, I mean, a lot of people go to the library with their kids and play on that.
It's part of
Which-
the package deal.
I support that because, yeah, go use the children's, and the children's are fabulous. So it was just a thought that just popped in my head. It's like,
Yeah,
oh,
it's
you know,
all
we're 2 years
prioritizing.
away from a rail trail coming through here. Hopefully.
Well, that's in addition, because it's not necessarily that property.
yeah.
And that's why.
True, no, that's
Yeah.
true, but, would we rather do another project, like, charging stations or water bubbles or?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think,
we will prioritize
Yeah.
whatever.
And I hate to bring it up because Cindy's not here, because I got the same passion she does. I thought it was a great idea, but it was like, oh, geez, there's gonna be a walking trail right there.
Well, we have a limited amount of money from, possibly from the COVID funds that need to be allocated.
yeah. within
And
a
then we
certain-
build.
Yeah.
We build, and that's why we have
A plan.
our budget, a plan, the rail trail, if we had a separate budget, a master plan for the town, then we can start having those conversations.
There is a
That's
rail
what-
trail committee in town, right? You know that?
I kinda knew that, I didn't know.
I don't know if it's still
I don't
active,
know
but,
if it's active.
yeah,
They
but it
used
was
to-
one
They
point.
used to have meetings, and the planner,
Martha.
Martha, used to host them. And actually, the last one I went to got hacked, and it was really kind of fun. It was a Zoom meeting.
I
It was
think I
kind of
know, yeah.
hilarious, actually, but awful as well, at the same time. And it never happened again. And I bet, it's the bike, East Coast Bike, or there's a group that seems to champion,
North Shore,
might be North Shore cyclists or
yeah,
something.
a lot of them are part of like the Riverside Cycle team.
Could be.
There's the pink
Pink and
group.
blue, yeah.
CDs,
Yeah.
CDC, CB.
Yeah, I
Anybody?
mean, I get stuff from them
Yeah.
all the time, and they actually seem to raise funds and
Yeah.
donate money and stuff, so I know it's pushing, and I got, my brother-in-law's works for the state, and he's like, those bridges are gonna get built, so. There's like 3 or 4 bridges between Georgetown and Byfield.
Yep. Awesome.
All the granite's there, they just gotta,
I'll believe it when I see it.
I'll believe
Yeah.
it, well, hopefully in our lifetime.
So Dave, so you're presenting the whole plan or
Basically what Chris had put together.
with the focus on the
Playground.
playground? Okay.
Yeah, I think the way I will present it is basically, we had this plan developed so that we have an idea of the future, whether this group is here or someone else that runs it, but we wanted a blueprint for what we could do with the field in the future. And this way, these are some of the things we thought about doing. Whether they happen or not, I think that we should have a vision, and then the vision may change over time, but at least we have this. And one of the big things was to have it so that we have an area that has been set aside for playground, which is, needed.
Cool.
And I'll send out those, maybe I should just print them, the packets that Chris did. And then just give it to everyone and just present it that way.
So then what's the goal from that?
I think that they have, see what we're gonna do. What we'll do, I think at that point, is go back to Chris and say, hey, Chris, can we, what I wanna do is find out what our actual money is looking like, what will be left with us in that COVID money. So let's say the COVID money is $300,000. Then we could go to Chris and say, hey, Chris, what we want something in the $300,000, because with the basketball court, we said, hey, we want a basketball court, and they went out and had these bids, and we thought the basketball court was gonna be like, again, it's been a while, but
Arbitrarily pick a number.
yeah, it was like 160, that's what we thought that it would cost, and then it turned out that when the bids came in, the cheapest was like 180, and it went up to like $300,000, and we were all just like, all right,
Yeah, so
mouths
it
would
needs like
drop,
a,
yeah. So if we,
Cutoff.
he has an idea of what he can put in for that amount of money, send out the bids that way, and we may get something a little lower, maybe something a bit higher, or if we have to supplement it with a little bit of our budget, maybe we can do that.
And what they did with the basketball court is they gave us, if you will, a menu of this type of court versus this type of material. This is the kind of backboards that are available, and we kind of assembled it to what we thought would be best. I mean, if you think about it, at that time, we didn't feel we had appropriate funds for lining as a pickleball, which we added later. So I was like, what can we afford? How do we get the most value for the dollar? And make the acquisition that way. And then if we need to add.
Once it gets constructed, then there's,
Yeah, as Chris
Yeah.
says, here's the whole playground, but if you did half, this is what it would cost, and you could leave the footings open, and then you do the second half. So we can plan it, let's make sure it gets utilized. Why spend $500,000 for playground and find out that it's not being fully utilized? So let's build what we can, take advantage of it, and then, wow, there's a great demand for it. Okay, let's add more. Let's
Before your kids are in high school.
Yeah, I think a lot had to do too with,
Maybe grandma.
around COVID time, and then building costs that went up right before our bids went in. I think it was pre-COVID that we did that. I'm not really sure when the basketball was, because I had no idea at the time.
It was right before me, so,
Okay,
yeah,
so
year
was
and a
it,
half ago.
what was it?
Year and a half ago.
Okay, yeah, so, costs went skyrocket.
yeah, because
And,
it was
yeah.
right during.
Yeah, and so we had a hard time getting stuff done, and, because the initial plans were actually, we thought we'd get it done for a lot less, and to throw in pickleball courts, believe it or not. That was gonna be a standalone item, he said, oh, we can put pickleball courts over here, but that kind of didn't work out. So this may be fine, maybe we'll be on the other end of it, where costs have gone down, and we'll be
Does
able
the
to do it.
select board have to approve
Yeah, that
this?
was my question.
I think what will happen is they'll give us a dollar, you know, we'll get what a dollar amount we can probably spend on it. Go back to Chris, have him come up with plans, and then we'll put it out to bid, and I think at that point, I think the Tracy, yeah, you know what, I think they will have to have it approved by the selectmen.
Yeah, it has to
And
be
Tracy,
approved by
Tracy
the
will be
selectmen.
part of the whole
Does
bidding
it have,
process.
will it be approved at the meeting or after?
No, no, I don't,
It may or may not. I don't know how it's set up. Sometimes the presentation is just a awareness, and then they go back and ruminate on it. Other
Yep.
times, if we give them a packet beforehand,
Yeah.
they can make the decision.
So like, will
At
we
the
know by March meeting, our March
I-
meeting?
We can ask them to expedite that, you
Yeah.
know, part of it is our responsibility to say, look, if you drag this out,
Right.
the costs go up, our funding streams will be eliminated, and.
Yep.
So if we.
I think they're really itching to have this done, so
Yeah, absolutely.
that
I
helps.
think
I would have
it might be advantageous to send them a pre-letter, so the first time they're looking at the plan, I know when I've done this, in other situations when I've done this, is I've gotten them a package and said, here, selecting, I'm gonna be talking about this at the next meeting. So take a look at it, so if you have questions, you're not, and you can ask me earlier for some details, but the first time they're looking at this plan isn't at the meeting
Right.
and getting jammed with information and then have to make a vote on it.
Right.
To
So if
provide
that's next, if that's the 13th, I don't have an electronic copy of what Chris went over. And
Yeah,
my
I-
recollection of the conversation was that within that printed copy and also therefore the electronic copy, there were costs
Yep.
associated with that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
did you
So
not
I-
see that?
I saw the
No.
book,
Yeah,
but
what you brought
He,
them.
I
But I don't
never got
have-
the electronic.
I don't have the electronic, so I can't confirm nor deny its existence. I did see it in the book, and my recollection was that he advised kind of against doing it in phases. Putting a footing and then putting something on top of it because things change.
Well, that's what
But
I'm
that's
saying,
just
it's not-
my recollection of
Not
the
put the
conversation.
footings in, what I heard him say, and I could be wrong, is
You could leave the space, but
leave
just
the
not.
space, don't put the footings in.
Yes, yes.
But just build what you can,
Right,
don't overextend and leave it
Correct,
empty, just leave it as it is,
Yes.
and then you can add to that.
right, you would have to new construct.
And then when
basically.
you add the second part, then that's when in 5 years, when you need to resurface,
You do
that
the
would be the whole thing.
Correct, yes, yeah.
We're on the same page?
Yeah.
We're on the same page?
Same page, slight tweak.
Different book?
Same page, slight tweak. So, but if we had that electronically, to your point, send that to the, I guess Tracy and the select.
I would go to the chairperson and say, if we're on the,
Yeah,
you know, here's this information, if you could disseminate it
Yeah.
beforehand, people would be able to look at it, and she may say, no, we don't have time for that. Put
but
it on there.
anyways, at least it would put it in the select board
Mhm.
chairperson's court, and then she can, like you said, it's up to her, you
Yeah.
have your copies, we'll be the cheerleaders, and, you know,
Yeah.
hopefully we can move things along.
Because it-
Martha is
yeah.
attacking you.
It's awful hard
I don't know
at any of
if
these
Martha can
meetings,
see that.
as we explained, as we did it with Chris, to look at the board.
Mm.
From here, and look at a board way over there, you're not getting the details, and
Mhm.
Yeah, and anything that you can have an opportunity to pre-review.
yeah.
Well, there's
Then
two
you
out
get
of
better
5 have been in
questions.
the last 2 meetings too, so I don't think this is any surprise to anyone.
Yeah.
No, it shouldn't be, but professional courtesy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's the information beforehand.
Can someone just check their email to find out if it showed up?
I haven't received any from you.
Yep, just sent it.
Not yet.
I thought I've already done this, so.
I got it.
You did? Excellent.
Oh, yeah, here we go.
You
I got it.
youngins,
All right, so,
things fast.
so that's it, right? You guys are good, you have that information?
There's nothing attached.
There's no attachment?
Am I being,
I got an email but no
Oh, wait,
attachment.
yeah.
Did you get attachment, Beth?
All right, you have the red addresses.
Attaches the draft, okay, it does say attaches the draft, but there are no attachments.
So it looks,
Did you send with
so
that?
it's it looks like the forward didn't work.
I did include
You
the,
did include attachment, do it again.
So it's a forward from Tracy,
yeah,
so you
have
need
to
to
go to the
find the
original
one from
email.
Chris.
I don't think
And then
he's there
forward
either.
that.
Huntress's isn't there either, I don't think, in the thread.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, but I don't see the attachment on his.
Right, but go to that original one, go to
It would have
the,
been
go to the
part
one
of his.
from Chris Huntress on
Yeah.
November
It's his
28th.
fault, it's not yours, Dave.
And
So
then
I'm going-
you
That's
should
what
be able to
cheerleaders do.
forward that.
So when you're forwarding a forward or a reply, oftentimes the attachment doesn't attach.
why, I don't know.
I don't know. Ben,
Talk to Google.
help me out here.
Ben?
Is it a PDF?
Yeah, it
Yes.
is.
That's why.
Could you just send the PDF instead?
I'm doing that right now.
Yeah.
Ben's IT.
And what are these people gonna do without me?
Cry.
I'm sorry, I should have like a joint, everyone's email all lined up, and I just send stuff out of it, but it's just not working out that way.
Ben, before you go,
Don't make
could
it
you,
All right, here we go, does it ask me this? Empty subject, send anyway. Attempt number 2.
I wanna beat Ben this time. This is phone faster than mine.
And we're all looking, we're all like,
Yeah, refreshing.
who's gonna get it first?
I'm on the, on this,
Town Wi-Fi?
yeah, I'm on town Wi-Fi,
Wow.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, town hall
I think you
visitor.
have to be on the board for 3 years before.
Me
you-
too.
I'm a town hall
I'm on
visitor.
the town hall Wi-Fi.
Town hall visitor. You guys did not get that?
Not
Not
yet.
yet.
I'm so sorry.
what town are you on? Can we do this, can we move on to the
Yeah,
other
we
stuff?
probably should,
and
I'll
then-
try to get the stuff
And
done.
keep doing,
Yeah. Ping pong update. That'd be John. Or Cindy. No, Cindy's not here, John.
I kinda did that in the, so slow start, I did some recruiting. We had 12 on Thursday in that 4-hour window. So I think we're underway. It seems to work fine. It's very noisy. It's actually, it's a good problem to have. Everybody's hooting and hollering to the point where dog people were like, what's going on in there? 2 tables works. We could probably get a 3rd table.
So we could.
It would fit, but, yeah, so as far as Cindy goes, it's a working program. The tables come out, they go back in, yoga comes in the next day, there's no interruption. It's working swell.
do you think there would be interest in the spring, summer to continue that in addition to the pickleball? And perhaps.
It's up to Cindy, actually.
Well, it's up to us, because it's our,
Well, so I'll answer it this way. Right now, it's mostly pickleball people. We had a
Yep.
couple of people show up ping pong wise. Actually went to Newburyport on Friday to their ping pong. And that was mostly ping pong people. So it means there's an opportunity for us to get
yep,
further along here. But let's let the wheels come up a little bit. It doesn't cost us anything. I mean, the
Exactly.
tables are there, the equipment's there. It seems to be working out. She comes over, opens the door at 9, puts the tables out, and I feel guilty, but if I leave at 12, I just leave the tables there and, somehow it's getting shut down correctly.
well, see, again, this is developing the need for an individual, whether
Yeah.
it's paid through us or from
Yeah.
other ways, to help manage this. And that-
Yeah,
and what I-
and I think the mechanics of that, as far as I've gotten with Cindy, it's like $1,500 a year credit.
Up to, yeah.
And I think that's $15 an hour, so is that my parochial school math, I think is 100 hours. And so could you, if it was 4 hours a week, that's 25 weeks, right? I think, wasn't it?
So, well, yeah,
I'm parochial school math as well, so that's why I'm laughing.
yeah, the idea, when we looked at it before, it was the person would actually broom clean, maintain it, open it up. And if some places have a minimum of 4 hours a day,
Yeah,
other places have a little bit less. Just the idea of offering something for pickleball people on one day, ping pong on another day, and that way there's always something.
yeah, I'll go enough times that I'll know, I'll sense the audience, but I think at some point in time, it is our program. And I think pickleball should be our program.
It is our program.
And having said that, then we need to provide the person who sets up and shuts down.
Agreed.
And if it's gonna be volunteer, then we have to find a volunteer. I made my one sales pitch to someone with $1,500 was shut down, so maybe we need to hone our sales
Well,
pitch.
yeah, that and or, again, going to FY '25.
Yeah,
Having that budget to say, here's a person to take minutes at the meeting, to do 3 days a week at this,
yeah.
to, and to do some of these things and move ourselves.
And it might be more than one. I guess the board's commission, Cindy and I continue to push this forward, but I mean, if we can actually get, I don't know what the approval is. If we can get approval, then I think we'll start plugging things in, but.
Approval for,
Approval for whatever the credit is. I mean, it's to hire someone to do some task that helps the town out.
yeah, well, again, part of it is.
Without necessarily kicking down the road, the fact that we want to, it'd be nice to offer beginner pickleball for $125 for a 6-week program and give that money to a person.
Well, we wouldn't give them the money.
Yeah.
They just get credited. It's a.
No. If we had paid staff, we had 1099.
Right, well, we'd have to hire the person, we can't do that, and,
Yeah.
that whole, and we'll come back down to, that after and under new business. I mean, there's a whole strategy out
Yeah,
here.
which I'd feel better if we talked about it every time we met, that this is where we're trying to get to.
So ping pong's going well, and you're getting
Ping
a
pong's
sense of
going
it.
well, that's the ping pong
Yeah.
report. And I will continue to assess and continue to recruit.
I didn't see the.
Yeah. And throw out there that.
We haven't got one for Dave. In the back of my mind, it's
I
like,
didn't sign
Dave's
it.
got to hit the first ball
Did I
at
sign
the
it?
family
I
pickleball
did.
night or whatever.
Yeah, no.
I believe that they did.
And we need a fancy
I'll
nickname,
double check.
ping pong. Actually, the big debate was whether we're playing ping pong or table tennis. We'll see if you know the difference.
Yeah, I'll double.
Is there a difference?
Yeah.
2 different rule books.
No, I did not know.
The table tennis rule book's 297 pages.
Yeah, that's,
Mostly pictures though, no.
that's beyond me.
Did you get the?
Table
Did anyone get anything for an email?
No.
I'm gonna try one more time and see what happens.
The difference is table tennis, you can hit the ball. You can't hit the ball in the air. It has to bounce.
Has to bounce.
It has to bounce. You can't like volley it in the air.
Ping pong has.
Yeah.
Ping pong, ping pong, you can't hit it in the air.
Oh, you can't?
I think. It's
How about just
under
pong?
debate. It's
I
under
mean, I
debate.
like pong, it would never.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, wouldn't that just be pong? Okay.
Anyways,
I digress.
good on the ping pong. Dave, do you want to go to the agenda, or do you want me to say something?
Go to it. I'm just trying to get this thing sent out.
You had brought up about the Newbury Rec Committee sponsored pickleball outside of town property. Any updates on that?
No.
Nothing. I sent messages. I know Tracy was under the weather, I have not received anything about that. I have asked a couple times.
I'm curious, because the group that's trying to do it is on kind of a different tack now. Like trying to align themselves with Newburyport so that it's facilities in Newburyport, it might be easier for Newburyport to buy into it.
Yeah.
At this point, it really is an effort for next winter, I'd say, we're just trying to,
Yeah, I think at this point, yeah.
if we can get it. And again, I think it goes for ski lessons, it goes for anything else, where this liability thing is a great thing to hide behind, but it inhibits us from getting programs out there.
It's just, again, I think once we move beyond a committee that just runs the field,
Yeah, yeah.
the programming,
Yeah.
and, because when I worked in a different town, yeah, our pond was covered. And if we had to go out and get separate insurance for the pond, it would cost us this amount of money.
Yeah,
And at the end of the day, if anything happened, the town would still be liable, so why are you?
it's, well, yes,
It's
and
time.
so, and that doesn't apply to, because the facility is physically outside of town.
Yeah.
Because there's no other facility here.
If it
And
was
it's funny, I've actually talked to like 3 or 4 people now that looked into vacant buildings around town with the same purpose. Fertility clinic would be a good, like, 20-page mega, 20-quart mega facility. It's at 60,000 square feet.
Is that empty?
Probably
Yeah,
low ceilings.
is
It's
it still
gonna be,
there?
it's gonna be, I think.
Oh, really?
I think the lease is, ooh,
That would be nice.
really? That's just your hope, or do you actually?
That's
heard
my
that?
hope and dream.
She's starting the rumor that it will happen.
Start to,
Start the rumor.
Rumor
I've
and
heard
will
that,
come.
I've heard that rumor years for where the old Kmart in Newburyport was.
Yeah,
And
perfectly.
I don't think that.
They already have 2 supermarkets in that mall.
I know, it's just why.
What's a third?
different market, different
It is,
clientele.
it is.
I don't know what Shaw's is. Every time I go in there, I feel like I'm the only person in there.
I can't do it. Sorry. I will get it out. I just, my brain is not. I mean, I tried and it's just.
11 Central Street, 01922, just mail it.
Yeah, sorry. I will get it out. I really feel like.
No.
It's the Wi-Fi in here, it's not you.
No, it's definitely me, 'cause it should just go.
I'm trying to give you an
I
opportunity.
Yeah.
You're in the rabbit hole where it's the forwarding it forward, and I think that's,
Yeah.
you drop something along the way. Like,
Well, I tried to download it. I try to send just it,
the
just the
PDF
forward.
has to be somewhere where your mail server can find it, or
Yeah.
your mail client can.
Well, I did.
find it.
I basically, I downloaded it, brought it up, and then I sent it to like a folder to send out, and it's still.
What do you use for mail? You Outlook?
I'm using both iCloud and AOL.
So
I sent it out to
the
both.
PDF up in the iCloud, they still can't?
Yep.
Okay.
It's not like.
Sorry.
Um,
It's the tech support guy. I think it's,
you did the pickleball?
Yeah,
yes.
And then fiscal year 25 spending plan.
yeah, typically, departments like us, as we did with the letter of accomplishments for the previous fiscal year, everyone is concluding, has some idea of what the allocations of our appropriations would be used for, which will, and at town meeting, many departments have get called into, particularly with capital spending. Ours is routine. It's the Townsend utilities for the building, for irrigation and field maintenance. That's it. It's a good habit to get into, so when we are in a position to have a second line item, that we're in the habit of any other department in town, that here's what we're allocating our funds towards, here's why we're asking for this amount. And it puts us on a path to, you talk about
Do
people.
we have an opportunity to ask for 24, 25 for more money?
Not for this upcoming year.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was a November thing, that was a whole line item, and people couldn't meet.
But that can be amended at town meeting.
I'm not sure. It would have to be written, but then there's a
Oh,
second.
no, that's fine. I'm trying to be kind of squeaky here.
But if we don't know what we're spending it on, then it becomes a, and you can't ask it for if you don't have that new line item.
Quick question, I'm so sorry, I missed this. DPW, we talked about last meeting about the water bottle swap out.
Yes,
Did we get an update on that?
yes.
Don't remember what that update was.
The update is that I asked them, and they said they were talking to a plumber to find out. So I will send that one out again, but the last thing I got from DPW was, sorry, keep going back and forth here.
Because that would be something obviously good to get on the books before,
June.
spring.
Use this, use this one, and it'd be great for.
Well,
part of-
ping pong would use it too, yeah.
Well, they can use the motion pop, but it would be nice if
But
See you.
their response was, the plumber is scheduled to come out in the next couple of weeks for some other projects, and James will discuss this with them then. And that was sent on to me on January 18th. So, we're almost looking at a full month, so I will double back on that.
That's good news.
I mean,
I guess we still have time, because,
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's not till March or April.
Well, it'd be
1st.
nice for the ping pong people. They have something there, but just get it in place and they can
we just have a spigot, yeah, it's true.
hose. But it'd be good to have the kids, prior to the soccer and lacrosse using the
Yeah.
area. So we can send out a letter saying, here, so maybe we can reduce the waste that goes into the trash receptacle.
The last thing I want to do is propose another amendment to that, but could they get a feel from the plumber on putting the bubbler outside too? Or is that-
We haven't
We
approved
talked-
that.
Yeah.
We did talk about that,
Yeah.
remember we looked at that and there was something about the water
Yeah, it's freezing up.
freezing up.
Yeah, I mean, anything can be done with time and money.
Well, it's just, well, if
I have
we're
a
gonna
quick
wait weeks
question
for.
about, sorry, about the dumpster, did that get locked?
That was, again,
It was locked, emptied, and
I don't know if it was locked. I never went there and
I
checked.
think it was locked.
It
I'll
should
check
be.
it, I'm going there tomorrow, I'll check it tomorrow, but it was empty.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
the snowman sadly is gone.
Oh,
You know,
No, I put it inside.
Did you really?
No, I'm just kidding.
I did
That's
ask,
who was playing, so he couldn't hit a ping pong shot, I felt badly for the guy. It was just frosty.
it's rusty.
yeah, I said,
There's a big void between the two covers. So
Yeah.
The green bags are going in.
Yeah, green bags
Yeah,
are perfect
yeah.
for that, yeah.
yeah.
And there's a lot of green bags.
on January
There are.
18th, she said they will put a lock on the dumpster today,
All right, I'll check it.
Yeah.
so.
That's the trust but verify portion of the program, John.
Right.
I just, I do everything remotely. She says it, I believe it.
I would imagine it would be Mellow that would put the lock.
No, we do.
Yeah,
And then we take it off when we,
Empty. yeah.
we need it empty, so
Oh,
that's why.
oh,
Yeah, they don't want to get out of the vehicle, they just go drive right up.
How about 30 feet of chain then? Let's get serious.
Anything else?
No, those were the two questions that I have. And I believe I emailed Tracy about we talked about this last time.
Yes, you did.
But I heard she was not feeling well, so I'll just follow up with those.
Yeah, she might, she has emailed me or someone from the last administration, maybe her people have talked to me since then. Yeah, I think it was Tracy that got in touch with me directly about the recreation. Yeah, about the recreation, outlet. So, I believe it was Tracy. Yep.
I have a random question. I noticed when I walk at Central Street and then try to like cross the street over to like the Fatherland side, and I feel like a lot of people would maybe come from that neighborhood or around, and there's no crosswalk there.
There should be a crosswalk.
Yeah, there totally should be a crosswalk there.
I will put that on my list. But I-
And someone put signs along Main Street about bikes, regarding bikes. There's a bunch of them. If you go,
I saw this.
like towards Scotland Road, give
4 feet?
bikes 4 feet, yeah. And
Oh, I
they're
Might be a
prob-
state program.
Probably every 300 or 400 yards.
I think that,
I didn't know whether it was someone preparing for.
No, it's
bike
new,
trail.
it's a new law, so
Okay.
I think that's probably
All right.
reasonable. They passed it, you're supposed to get
Thank you.
4 feet for bicyclists.
But yeah, I've had that thought a few times, like crossing that road, crossing,
at the next meeting, can that be on the agenda and we make a formal request to the planning department and DPW to see the viability of putting a crosswalk there?
Yeah, like what, yeah, you're looking at me like I should do something. What
No,
should I
don't
do?
worry.
I was directing at you because you were the.
No,
one-
no, I get it, I was like, okay, I'll do something. What do you
Don't
want
do
me to
it. We'll have some kind of answer, and then we'll vote on it. But I think it's out of our hands. I think that is something that is a.
We can request.
Yeah, we can request, but
Yeah,
I
I
think,
just thought,
that I think that, that would be town administrator, DPW, selectmen, police. Yeah, probably a school, all sorts of fans, but that is a good idea. Anything else? Ping pong was good? School's good? Work is good? Kids are good? Work is good?
I turned 3 yesterday. It's late.
Wow,
Mhm.
very good. Terrible threes?
Yep.
Worse than the terrible twos?
Wow.
His 2s weren't terrible, so I think we're in for it.
Yeah, threes are bad. Twos are always bad.
42 is bad too.
64 is really bad.
Next meeting? Next meeting?
All right,
Next meeting?
let's pick a night, so we all get together again and.
Okay, so.
Hey, can we do it next month?
Yeah,
Like on a Monday? Wouldn't that be great?
actually Tuesday'd be even better, because then I can drink on Monday night, so.
The sacrifices we made.
March 5th.
That's
March
one
what?
thing Newburyport Ping Pong does have, but it's the
So-
last Friday of the month that we're
March
drinking.
4th.
Yeah, and it's an interesting crowd.
I just
Makes
put in
sense.
a request, and this is purely selfish because of dinner time and such, to, if we could do 6:30.
Yeah, absolutely,
Instead of 6.
that would make a lot easier for me.
Yes, me too.
That would be lovely.
Going forward, you want me to?
Yeah.
If possible, it's just
Everything's
Well, if
possible.
we're gonna have
easiest.
hour meetings too, that's even better.
Well, we could get it down to 45 if I can talk, so I'll do my part.
That'd be great. Maybe I'll go leave
And
my
I do
husband
wanna
at
All right, wait a second, before we,
Share.
let's make this official.
Okay.
So, March is a beautiful month. March, you hate March? Yeah. There is March 4th, which seems to be empty. March 11th is the first night of Ramadan. 18th is empty, and the 25th is holy.
18th will not be good.
18th will not be good. Is everyone good with the
You know
4th?
Yeah, let's do the 4th, the first Monday of the month,
Yep, cool.
okay?
So I make a, yeah, let's just make it then. For March 4th at 6:30 PM instead of,
Please.
And April 1st, if we do it, our next meeting following March, I will not be able to attend.
That's my birthday, so I probably won't be there.
Because I'm taking,
Unless
taking that
I
out for.
clear out my birthday plans, but I will.
no, we can work things around. We don't have to, it's April.
And there shouldn't be anything on the agenda that's pressing that,
I'm just sharing, I will not be
so
here.
would you want to do the 8th of April
I could do the 8th. I will not.
at 6:30? And May,
May is fine.
the first Monday of May at 6:30?
Yeah, and if you think about recruiting someone
Yeah.
for the next
You
round,
want you probably want a sophomore, right? I was a sophomore when
The current
I was
sophomore,
a
entering
rising
junior,
junior,
yeah,
yeah.
rising junior.
yeah.
Ideally, you may not find anybody in that
You'll
round.
find
I'll
some.
start.
I think the more important
Big shoes to fill.
responsibility is, you know, somebody who you having been in this role, who could accept these responsibilities and obligations.
And you have to know the secret handshake
And the code to work.
and the code of the field house. I think that's it, right? We've got a,
And time, what time do we adjourn?
let's call it for 7:12 PM.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right.
Aye.